Hi, this is Jonathan. As you all might have seen in my previous videos, I did a lot of modification for my Harley Benton guitars, especially this one, which is the Fusion Pro Roasted Maple, and then this one, which is the Black Paisley T70. Both of them are from Harley Benton, so I actually swapped the original pickups with the Seymour Duncans. But recently I did additional modification to both guitars, minor ones, really minor ones. I've changed the capacitors to EMERSON oil and paper capacitors. So yeah, stick around. I used to have the misconception that capacitors would radically change the guitar tone, but I found out that it wasn't true. What changes the tone of a guitar is the pickup. The pickups, the pickups that you use. So they radically changed the original tone of the guitar, like what I did to my both guitars, where the original pickups were like stock pickups were sounding that way, but when I started to change the pickups to the Seymour Duncans, it radically changed the tone of the guitar. There are other variables involved, like in the way you pick, the way you play, the volume that you're playing in at. All this play a part in the tone of the guitar. Now the capacitor works in such a way where you only start to affect your tone when you bring down that tone knob, when you touch that tone knob. Let me explain this way. The tone knob at 0 position is at its original tone, meaning at 0 position the guitar sounds that way, it's not going to change. But once you start toning down the tone knob, things start to happen. Your guitar gets darker. That's where the tone shaping starts to happen. Now basically there are 3 types of capacitors in terms of material. There's a ceramic, polypropylene, and of course the paper and oil. So all 3 has different characteristics, so I'm not going to go into that in detail. And then it's like you have stock pickups or already stock guitars coming in with all sorts of capacitors, depending on the cost of manufacturing. Some guitar manufacturers will put in a not so good capacitor. Some guitars manufacturers will put in like really good capacitors. So it all depends on what you're buying. So as far as the EMERSON paper and oil are concerned, there are basically 3 that are very popular in the market. We're talking about the values, right? The values of the capacitors. They are the 0.15 or 0.015, the the 0.022, and of course the 0.047. Now, according to Wayne, he recommended having the 0.047 for the Telecaster for single coil pickups, and the 0.022 for the humbucker guitars. So in this case, I had the 0.022 on my Harley Benton Fusion Pro, and the 0.047 on my Telecasters. So all have different characteristics. So if you want to know more about capacitors, I will advise you to go and check out this YouTube channel by Dylan Talks Tone. And in that video, he explains about the capacitors, about how capacitors affect the tone of a guitar really well, and it was so informative. Yeah, so check the video out. So when you're playing the guitar, you will probably think that there's not much of an effect. It could be a placebo effect, or it could be just something that this hype about getting different capacitors and all in all that hype. But as I was playing these guitars, I can feel it, especially when I start modifying the tone control. I can it's like it's real subtle, but it's there. So I'm not imagining things, And as far as the Harley Benton Fusion Pro is concerned, with the 0.047 EMERSON paper and oil capacitors, I can feel that as I bring down that tone control, it's not all muffled like at the original Roswell, or when I didn't have that capacitor on. It kind of real smooth as I turn it down, and I still like that tone even as I tone it down. Most of the time, I won't play with the tone knob because I didn't like how it sounds like. But in this case, when I brought it down, it was really pleasing to my ears. So I was kind of surprised. Even for the Telecaster, you can actually tell the difference. So tell me what you think. Do you think that all these different capacitors actually play a part in tone shaping? What do you think about them? Are they useful to you? Have you experiences using some of these? Because I have none. This is my first time, and I'm always learning. I want to learn what all these things are about. I'm not really a guitar nerd. A lot of my tone shaping happens on the amps itself, as well as the way I play, and of course the effects that I use. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and feel free to comment below. And be sure to push that bell button so that you'll be notified of every new videos that come out. So until later, you take care. Ciao.